And myopia viewers, Matt Ely here, video number 3. I want to talk today about what I call disruptive experience. First, by way of introduction, I started with 5 diopters of myopia. I currently use a -1 diopter pair of glasses for my normal eyes, and most of the time I'm actually going without correction now. I see on average 20/50 on the eye chart. Sometimes better. I have seen the 20/20. There's still plenty of work to do, but I'm slowly getting used to going without glasses. More on that in a future video. Again, disruptive experience. Here's what I mean. As I've talked with people and observed how most people have experienced glasses, for a lot of people it's a positive thing. They haven't had the negative associations that I have and that many myopia followers have. It's occurred to me a few months ago on Facebook when I saw a friend post about getting her daughter her first pair of eyeglasses. Everybody loved it. The daughter said, "It's so clear. I had no idea that I was supposed to be able to see individual blades of grass. I thought everything was supposed to be all blurry." She loved the clarity. And the mother was happy that she's helping her daughter to have clear vision. I never had this experience. In my last video, my first eyeglasses story, I talked about how I hated the whole thing and I just wanted to be able to see clearly on my own. Imagine now that this is your experience of the child who got glasses and really liked it. Fast forward, say, 30 years. You're now 40, maybe a little bit older, and you like the glasses. They've never been a bother to you. They help you to see clearly. At this point in time, when you go into a room, a third of the people to maybe half or more are wearing eyeglasses, so it's a totally normal thing. You've lived in different places, so you've been to many optometrists throughout your life, and every single one of them has said, myopia is genetic, you have an elongated eyeball, there's nothing you can do except wear glasses, get contacts, or get LASIK. This is what the licensed medical professionals say. So all of your experience tells you your eyes are broken, you need glasses. Then, you're at work one day, and the weird guy comes up to you and starts ranting. He's weird, right? He doesn't eat breakfast. He takes cold showers because he thinks that exposing yourself to cold has some physiological benefits. He doesn't eat the donuts when they bring them into the office because he talks about how bad sugar is for your health. He's a little weird. He could probably use some sugar. But he comes into your office where you're trying to work and he starts going off. Conspiracy theory, hyperopic defocus, ciliary spasm, pseudomyopia, profit, retail optometry. And you, who are trying to get some work done, say to yourself, okay, crazy person, go away. I'm going to go with the licensed medical professionals on this one. I've never heard of anyone improving their eyesight, and I've never heard of anyone who cares. Why would you? This is easy. You put glasses on, you're done, you can see clearly. My point is that and I think other people who are into myopia, sometimes get very enthusiastic about this topic, and we forget a lot of people don't care. People don't see it as a problem. And there's no basis in their realm of experience to receive what we have to say. That's what we have to give them. So, here's a contrasting experience I've had. I was reading the thread on Reddit a while ago that asked the question, is myopia bullshit? Funny thing, when I pulled it up, I look at the word bullshit, sitting about 60 centimeters from my screen, it was blurry. So I blink, and it gets clear. I keep reading, and I have this experience, as I do when I read, for close up, to discover I know I can make my vision get clearer because I have experienced this so many times for 4 years now that some people on Reddit or optometrists or anybody who are going to tell me I'm wrong can't convince me otherwise. I've seen with perfect clarity to the horizon before, and I will again. That will become permanent as time goes on. My experience tells me this is true. But for most people wearing eyeglasses, the only experience they've ever had is their vision getting worse. All of the licensed medical professionals tell them your vision doesn't get better. It's genetic, and it only gets worse. We need to give them a different experience. I wish that there were a way to just teach active focus in an instant. Because I think once people see it, they see that their vision can get better, it's very difficult to go back. That's the experience I had. It's not that easy to teach. Some people, as I've seen on the Facebook page, struggle a while to figure out how to do it. Everybody can do it. But it's not always obvious. Thus, I offer this thought first. Observe people and look for opportunities. One is, it's the end of the day. They've been staring at the computer with overcorrected minus lenses all day long, and they're going like this. They have eye strain. They just don't know it. Or, they come back from the optometrist, talk about how their prescription has increased. The vision's getting worse. They talk about how bad their vision is. Or they talk about eye strain. Offer to measure. It'd be great if there were a cell phone app that did this effectively. I don't know if there is or not, and I haven't really researched it, honestly. I know we tried in the old site before in myopia, but I don't know that the thing worked very well or it didn't. Maybe somebody who's watching knows. You can do it with the measuring tape. You might not even need that. If you've measured enough times, basically, somebody's holding a piece of paper and it's beyond arm's length or at arm's length. You know the person has low myopia and might not need glasses at all. Can probably get out of it relatively easily. If you see the paper somewhere around here or here, it's going to be 40 to 50 centimeters, and they're in that range of -3 to -2 or -1.75. And if it's close up like this, then they have high myopia and there's other complications. But I could observe that and look at somebody and say, oh, my guess is that your prescription is probably -4. If you happen to have a measuring tape, you pop it out 25 centimeters, then you can explain diopters or inverse meters. You're now going to say also, this is not perfectly precise because the left eye and right eye are probably different. You also likely at this stage have some correction for astigmatism, so this is an approximation, but it gets you started. In explaining that this curved piece of plastic that eyeglasses are only changes the distance to blur, you have probably now told them more than they've ever heard in decades of going to optometrists. We're inviting people at this point into curiosity to ask questions. That's what I would offer up. I'm going to start looking for these opportunities. Rather than beating people over the head with ideas that they're not necessarily yet ready for, I want to offer them something to be curious about. Side note, I used the word prescription earlier deliberately because people are not yet ready to go down the rabbit hole of correction rather than prescription. Myopia is not an illness. Your eyes are not broken. We need to start with a place where they're ready. Simple observation about how far you can see to blur. I can eyeball this and give you an approximation and invite you to realize The measurement part of an eye exam is not that hard. You can do it at home for free, quickly. At this point, I'm also observing to see if they're talking about their vision getting worse, if that's a concern for them, and if they're expressing something like headaches or doing this one. Then we ask, have you ever thought about asking your optometrist for a lower prescription for close-up? It's a fantasy that 15 or 20% of people walk into the optometrist's office and ask for that. I think that would facilitate a different conversation. Also a topic for another video. My point here again is we're going up against a lifetime of people's experiences telling them that they can change and fix something that's never occurred to them as a problem, and then wondering why they don't listen to us. I don't think that's the way you do it. I'll just say this though. If there's somebody watching who has better ideas about how to facilitate this conversation, how to get people interested in myopia, I'd love to hear it. This is just my contribution and my set of thoughts. If I have something that's successful, I'll certainly post it to the Facebook group or make another video. In the meantime, I hope people keep working on your eyesight. I am now close to 4.5 years into this thing, and I'm hardly wearing glasses. Sometimes I see with 20/20 clarity, and I cannot begin to describe how good it feels. I hope that people will continue working on that. I will make more videos. As I said in my prior video, I do my best to answer questions, but there are things to do that don't involve looking at a screen. I also have small kids, have a job. Not a lot of times. This isn't the first place where I spend my time, but I will do my best. More videos to come. I hope everybody takes some time and looks into the distance and just keeps thinking about what it would feel like to see this beautiful world of ours in perfect clarity, because it is worth every bit of effort that you put into it.